just edged me on to the next topic, to the next phase, to the next answer. And so if you want to be a trusted source for somebody, one of the most important things you need to learn how to do is listen. Period. Listen. Number one, without judging. Listen without judging. Number two, without injecting your opinion. So if you listen without judging and you listen without injecting your opinion, two things are going to come out of that, right? The first thing is you're actually going to let them walk through their own problems, which helps them to grow on their own, because most people need growth on their own. And I'll tell you guys this, and I believe I've told you guys this before, people don't believe what they're told. They believe what they conclude. So a person has to come to their own conclusions when it comes to solving their own problems, not something you told them to do. So being a good listener and a trusted source will help them to reach that point, you know. So if you are being overwhelmed, you need to find somebody like that, a trusted source, somebody who doesn't give their opinion, somebody who listens well. So whoever that is, you know, most of the time it's not family, because our family is so worried about helping us, they always have something to say. You know, so usually it's somebody who has a not so much of a vested interest in what you're doing, you know, so understand that. The last thing that I do when it comes to overwhelm, and I suggest you guys do, is to write it out. Write it out all the time, all around me, everywhere around my house, everywhere I go. I always keep these yellow pads, and I write out everything that I'm doing. And it's yellow pads all over the place, man. If you got a hold of one of my yellow pads, you'll probably be able to take over the world. Who knows, right? But another thing that I do is journaling, man. I journal every single day, and I get all of the chunks of thoughts out of my head. Sometimes they're negative thoughts. Sometimes they're positive thoughts. Whatever thoughts they are, I get them out. Get all that garbage out. Right? I used to think that we only had about 60 to 100 thoughts a day. Somebody was telling me we have closer to 70,000 thoughts a day. And out of those 70,000 thoughts a day, 2/3 of those thoughts are repeated over and over again. So that is super, super overwhelmed, guys. That is a lot of thoughts. So you got to get this stuff out of your head. And trust me, if you have those many thoughts, I can see why so many people fall into the realm of being overwhelmed, right? So don't let that be you. Write it out. Get it out of your mind. Get it on paper. I found that if you get it on paper, right, it all makes a lot more sense. Or you look at it and you see how ridiculous it is of some of the thoughts that were going around and around in your head that you were thinking about. And how once you look down at them and you go, wow, I shouldn't have been overwhelmed about that. That's something I can handle, right? So you start to see solutions. So I got a little bonus for you guys, a little bonus, right? Little strategy bonus, that is, right? You want to ask yourself, right, what is the exact source of your overwhelm? And the reason why I tell you guys to do this and to find the exact source of your overwhelm is because it is likely that if you don't find the exact source, that thing's going to come up again. It's going to come up again. It's going to creep up again at the wrong time, at an inopportune moment, and it's going to take you by storm. And when it takes you by storm, guys, here's the deal. When it takes you by storm, you may not be in a position to find an immediate solution for it, right? It may catch you just at the wrong time, and it got you. And once it hits you, guys, man, you are in all types of pain and all types of trouble, and it could set you back days, weeks, months, years on projects that you're trying to move forward in and things that you're trying to create for yourself. So understand that, man. Figure out what is the exact source of your overwhelm. And whatever it is, pinpoint it, write it out, and then begin to think of strategies to help you to work through it. So that's the first thing, okay, out of the bonus. The second bonus is remind yourself of your boundaries. What are your boundaries? A lot of us get overwhelmed, especially like when it comes to work. When when it comes to getting more work, right? Start to understand your boundaries of time and your workload, time versus workload. When you start to understand your boundaries of time versus workload and know how much you can do and how much you can perform in a allotted amount of time, what you'll probably begin to do is you'll probably, number one, become to be more efficient at work, more efficient at what you do, because you will now realize with the added workload that you can't putz around as much as you used to. You may not get as much time to scroll on your phone. You may not get as many coffee breaks, right? You may not get as much time to kick it around the water cooler. You may have to become more efficient. And if you become more efficient, that's a better you, man. Don't be upset because the mission of your company is for you to help the company to grow. Don't be upset about that, guys. Use that moment to grow. So understand the ratio of time versus your workload in order to better manage the additional stuff that gets placed on your plate, especially in this downsizing pandemic that we're going to. Okay, the last thing, bonus that I want to give you guys this is stop trying to be perfect. Just get it done, right? When I was trying to write my book, I just trying to be perfect, and I am not great in grammar. I'm not great in writing. Okay, I'm definitely not an author, and I definitely don't know all the tricks and trades of journalism, right? So I wrote my book anyway. I just got it done, guys. I just got it done, as opposed to people out there who always talk about the book and never write the book. I wrote the book. I got it done. I got it printed, and I feel good about it, and I talk about it each and every day, guys. Get my book, Top 25 Mistakes, on Amazon or on my website, lieutenantsalblue.com. You can grab that book as well as my audiobook. I did that. Just got it done. Stepping through, guys. That is what you have to do when it comes to overwhelm. You literally have to step through to the other side. A lot of times we try to sit in it, right? Sit around in it and let the feeling overwhelm us, overcome us. And when that feeling overcomes us, then we start to beat ourselves up because we allowed that to happen. And then once we allow that to happen, we're deep in our emotions, guys. And now that feeling of overwhelm just takes us over. And now it may be 2, 3 days, hours, weeks, months where we're not getting anything done because we're overwhelmed and we are paralyzed, guys. So that's it for today, guys. That's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to dealing with overwhelm. And I want you guys to understand, right? Being overwhelmed is a feeling that anybody and everybody has to deal with, right? It's just a feeling. And it's not that you feel it. It's what you do about that feeling that makes the difference of how your life turns out, guys. That's what makes the difference of how your life turns out. It is what you do. So make sure you guys take the steps that I told you to take, create the life that I told you to create, and continue to move forward to have the best life possible. This is Lieutenant Sal Blue signing off. Once again, you guys make sure you hop on over to lieutenantsalblue.com where you can grab a copy of my book, Top 25 Mistakes. And I got tons of bonuses that I'll be giving to you guys the month of October. So hop on over there, check me out, lieutenantsalblue.com. And also, guys, check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, all at Lieutenant Sal Blue. Okay, and check out my Top 25 Mistakes Facebook group where you guys can learn from second halfers to help you create the life that you want. All right, so that's it for today, man. Thank you guys for checking me out at my Top 25 Mistakes podcast. And this is Lieutenant Sal Blue, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your evening. Deuces.